basically we have
Where did you find
had a leaky tap. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Main kitchen tap was dripping. I'm talking like small drips every like 20, 30 seconds. Yeah. But it was getting loud.
Right. So you're in your bed, you're going to sleep. Can you hear it?
No. But in the living room, I can hear it. And in the kitchen, you can hear it.
So if you're watching TV, you can hear it.
Yeah. Or if I'm working all day, I can hear it. And
right. It's annoying.
yeah. So it was very annoying. So what we did was called Sandra's dad over. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Wait. Let's back up a second. You call Sanjay's dad because he has spent more time on this earth. He has more experience. You've called him because this is his trade or skill set.
No, I called him because whenever you have a house problem, let's be honest, who do you call? Who do you always call your dad in it? You always call your dad. Yeah. And Sanjay's dad has a good reputation of fixing things.
Right. Okay. He's a fixer.
Now, my dad is not a good fixer. Okay.
What's his skill set? He knows a man though.
Huh? No, he doesn't. No.
Pick up the phone.
No.
H.
Yeah, he's my fucking Gwandia, right? And I can't knock on his door.
Why?
Because pride, innit? My dad's like, no, I can do it. And I'm like,
oh, as in you can't ask him for help.
Yeah, because dad thinks he can do it, right? Got him. He doesn't do a good job. I love my dad to bits. He doesn't do a good job. Put it this way.
So he's got the mindset to do it. You're saying he hasn't got the skills.
Dad will take things apart and he'll throw bits away. And I'm like, you can't throw it away. It belongs back on there. He's like, listen, you asking me, you're telling me. And I'm like, what? I'm not asking you, you're telling me anything.
That's the line.
So anyway, so I'm scarred massively from that experience with my dad here.
Right.
Come to meet Sandra's dad, and I'm like, I hope it's not the same. And you know what? Fair play to my father-in-law. It isn't. It's not like that at all. Okay, everything's cool. He's very understanding. He's very clear. But he's very like, it needs to be done now. It must be fixed now. Okay. So we showed him the leaky tap last week.
So as in, if you told him a problem, he needs the solution.
Yeah. So we told him the problem last week. We had a plumber come on the Saturday because we had a problem with our boiler. That got sorted.
Separate issue.
Yeah, a separate issue. Then we had the plumber come and check out the tap itself. He agreed with dad as to what to do. Dad was going to go hunting for a little part on the taps. And then you got the two things on the tap where you can turn and pull on each side, the two levers. Yeah.
Okay.
For hot water and cold Barney. What you've got here is one of them wasn't essentially closing all the way. So the natural thought in your head is, well, there's something wrong with the tap pipe itself that goes up into there that allows Barney to be opened and closed. Maybe it's worn away and it's allowing pressure through the top, which is dripping through. Cool. So dad automatically thinks it's got to be the hot water, because the hot water is the one that wears out the most, because naturally heat passes through it, the rubber wears away. It makes sense.
Logical.
So he's looking for it. He's looking through it. He's trying to fix it with the plumber. And the guy says, look, if you want, he said, I'll be honest, I just installed a new tap, because trying to find that piece you're looking for is very difficult. You're not going to have a chance. Dad says, Chalo Koini, it's
Challenge
fine.
Accepted.
Literally, his eyes lit up. He's like, I will fix this. So he called me today. He called me today. Yeah. Today. With his mate. He said, I'm coming over with a mate of mine. We're going to take the tap apart. We're going to sort it out. Fine.
What's the mate's name?
I'd never actually got uncle's name, but he's one of the dad's mates. Yeah.
Jeet or from Jeet.
Maybe, right? Comes in with him. Yeah. And I'm working. I can hear them trying to sort the tap out. Right. And what they did was they tightened it all up. So they took it out. They managed to take it out because they had a spanner that was able to take it out. Pulled it out, looked at it. They were like, it's okay. Checked it all, put it back in. Thought they fixed it because they assembled the whole tap again. And they're like, yeah, it's working. It's not dripping anymore. And I was like, all right, Charlotte, it's not dripping anymore. Cool. He leaves. I'm like, yeah, cool. Give it an hour and I start hearing it again. It's still going like, and I'm like, oh, fuck. So I call dad and my dad is back again. He said, hey, okay.
Daddy, please, I'm ready.
So he said, all right. What are you doing at the weekend? I said, oh, okay, me and Sancho free on Sunday. He said, okay, Sunday, we'll go to all the plumbing shops. We'll take the part around. We'll go and find somewhere. I said, okay, cool. I thought Sunday's fine. Chilling. No worries. Yeah, cool. Dad texted me at lunchtime saying, are you on lunch? Right. He said,
this is today.
This is today. Yeah.
Right. The plan is for next Sunday.
Yeah, this Sunday coming, right?
Yeah.
So Dad texts me today. Bear in mind, he'd been at the flat 2 hours, Ben left, right? He texted me today saying, "You on lunch?" And I called him. I said, "Yeah, Dad, I'm on lunch." And he said, "Okay, if I come over, let's take the tap apart again. Let's go to the plumbing shops." I was like, "Okay, fine."
He can't wait. He's thinking about it.
He was thinking about it. He's thinking about it in his head, man. He wouldn't let it go. He's like, "I gotta fix it. Gotta fix it. Gotta fix it." Right? Okay, fine. So I go with him to plumbing shop number one. Right? Number one is a 5 minute drive away from the flat.
Not working.
This is my lunch break, isn't it?
Oh, okay. You're doing your lunch break.
Right. So I hadn't really I'd started to take lunch. And he's like, "Are you taking a break?" And I said, "I can do if you come over," basically. So Dad comes over and that's when my lunch break starts. Yeah. I was like, "All right, bam, let's take it now. Let's go to shop number one." Yeah. Shop number one says, no chance. Okay, fine. No chance. Yeah. So this is in Barking. Yeah. All right, fine. We then go to Dad's ends, which is East Ham. So it's like the next town up. Went to 4 different shops, Karen.
Right.
By the time we finished,
trade shops, yeah.
Yeah. By the time we had finished shop number 4, right, I said to Dad, "Jalo, let's leave it. Let's buy a new tap now. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to do this." He said,
"You can't tell him that."
He said, "Ha. Let's try one more place." And I was like, "Dad," I started laughing, and he started laughing. I said, "You're not gonna let this go, are you?" He's like, "Nay, I just want to try this one more place." So I was like, "Okay, fine."
Yeah.
Walk into the store, and the guy behind the counter says, "What's the issue?" We show him the thing, and he's like, "Oh," just opens the drawer behind it. Bear in mind, he's got a whole fucking store of shit. Opens the drawer beneath him and says, "Alefar, it's this one." And I was like, "That's weird." Have you got it? Have you got it immediately? Right. And I'm looking at it and it looks identical. I'm like, okay, this looks very, very much like for like.
Like the thing, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the same thing. So negotiate a price. Initially, the guy says it's 20 quid and Dad said, "Fuck off." Right. And then the guy said, "No.
Not fair?
No." Because Dad went to another place and the guy offered him 2 of them for $8.99. So the guy said, "Okay, I'll give you one for $8.99." And Dad said, "All right, fine, I'll take it." And he said, "If it doesn't work, come back, I'll give you a refund." He said, "Okay, fine."
Yeah.
So we go there, have it all done, settle that up, come home. And then on the way home, he said, "Let me stop off at mine. I'm going to pick up another spare tap piece I've got and see if that works." I was like, okay. Dad brings it out. It's double the size of the original one. But I'm like, you never know. We could do something with it. Maybe take like a bit of the rubber around it or the ring around it, whichever. Yeah. Can bring that out. Cool. Get home. Yeah. We're at home and now we're taking the tap apart. And I've looked at it and I've tried to like take it out and take bits out of it out. One piece falls out. And I'm like, that doesn't belong in this tap, which means this isn't going to fit in here. Try putting it in, it wouldn't fit, it wouldn't close. We're like, "John, this doesn't work." Cool, leave it. Take it apart, put the old one back on, try and reassemble it. Now it's not reassembling. And I'm like, it's reassembling, but the tap is like, but the tap isn't like this. It's not straight. The lever, it's like 45 degrees. Yeah, it's 45 degrees or like 90 degrees that way. I'm like, "Dad, it's got to be straight." And he couldn't get it straight for ages. And the reason why is because at the very bottom of the tap, it's a piece of plastic that has a hole in it. That hole has to perfectly align with the bottom of it. Up until now, he's taken the tap apart at least 4 or 5 times. He's got that bang on without noticing. This time he couldn't get it. Then he got it. And I was like, "It's because it's that." It's like, okay, cool. I said, "Dad, let's leave it. Let's get a new tap." Yeah. He said, He said, "Let's take the other side apart. Let's take the cold pani apart." And I was like,
"Ovi, tenu pani di lord nahi. Aap nahi chalda. Ev nahi chalda." Yes. Barabar kar de. Listen, if it's equal, it's fine. It's all good, man.
So I'm thinking in my head, you know what? We might as well try it. We might as well try. Okay.
Like, Dad, is he move na?
So we turn the pani off again underneath.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Take the tap apart at the side. Pull it all out.
Good.
Dad pulls it apart and he says, okay, he looks at it, try and take the rubber out, try and swap it out. Can't really do it. I was like, "There's not much we can do here." Put it back in, reassembles it. As he reassembles it, he puts it all back in and he said, "Okay, now let's see how it is." Gets some Sit Bang, puts the Sit Bang up into the tap because he thinks there's like limescale in there, which could work, which could be causing a drip. Fine. Sprays that in, lets the tap run, turns it off. The problem is solved.
The problem is solved?
Yeah. I said, "Why is this not dripping anymore?" He said, "Because I've tightened it on this side and the way the tap was set up is meant to be straight. it's meant to be slightly offset that allows you that extra like few centimeters to put it back to stop any pressure coming through. So the real problem was the taps weren't tight enough. That's it.
That's it.
And I was like, so we've been to like 6 plumbing shops to come back and find out that all we had to do was tighten the other bloody tap.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have known that.
Of course not.
Doing all that.
Of course not.
Yeah.
But I was just like, man, I never thought a leaky tap would have so much of an impact on my week/day.
No, I think what's more profound is you never thought a leaky tap had so much impact on your father-in-law's inability to let it pass till Sunday. Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I see so much of where Sanj gets it from. Because when she has a thought in her head that she has to do something, she won't let it go. She has to do it. And I was like, no, I know where you get it from. That's it.
Procrastination king, man.
It made my understanding of life easier.
Here's a question. So when you rang your dad, you call him dad?
Yeah.
What was his plan before you came up with this problem? What was he doing?
When? Today?
Yeah. So, hi, Dad. Are you free? What are you doing? Like, when you asked that part of the question, what did he say?
That would have been last week.
Sorry, last week then, when he first came down.
So last week I had a problem with the Merc, right? And I had, So I've had a lot of problems in the last week, right? So I had a problem with the Merc, and I had to get that seen by a friend of his. And Dad kept calling me, saying, "Is everything okay with the car?" Because he gave it to his friend, who's a Mercedes specialist. Basically, he deals with Mercs only out of his own garage, and he fixed it all. Everything's great. But Dad was just calling me saying, "Is he giving you an update just to make sure that nothing's gone wrong or that he's not taking me for a ride?" Basically,
right.
So he called me and he said, "Look, the car's ready. We can go and collect it." And
your dad rang you too.
Yeah. And at first, this was to drop it off. So when I dropped it off and he dropped me back off at the flat, I said, "Do you want to have a look at the tap?" He said, "Yeah, fine." So he looked at it. So I kind of added it on as like a little add-on. So he kind of knew what to expect.
Well, you wait till you see the invoice, man. There you go.
The invoice
overtime, baby.
Invoice. The invoice of Bjard. That's what it is.
Suggestion then: why not tell Dad about your ear?
Why?
Take it apart.
Yeah, it's easy. It's easy.
Let's take this.
If you tighten the right side, the left side will work.
How is the hearing the right? Perfect, Dad. We call in there. Now there's no hearing, no problem.
Oh man, I fully agree.
Great story. Great story.
Yeah, man. Just good bonding. Yeah. I just never expected a tap or a car issue to take. It's weird how when it rains, it pours. Like 3 things broke in a week, and I was like, "What the hell's going on?"
When it pours, look at that. Look at you, the expression.
3 things broke in a week, man. I was like, "Agia, where did all this culture come from?"
What was the tap, the car, and what's that on?
Yeah. The hot Barney and the flat had gone, and I couldn't figure out why. Yeah, the boiler. But there's a backup emergency button for hot Barney, and I was like, "But why isn't the normal one working?"
Yeah, good question.
So yeah, had that sorted as well. Now everything is functioning. Now I'm happy. Everything is cush.
Until the mold comes back, it's going to come.
Mate, I've been every time I wash clothes,
you're like,
I inspect. No, I inspect it all for mold every time. I pull the cover back and I look every time.
You pull the cover back, man.
It's mad.
That's it. Mold man.
It's really, really effective.
You're the mold man now.
I don't want to be the mold man.
You be the mold man. Next time, come to my house. Can you come and inspect my things?
I don't want to inspect your mold. I'll inspect your washing machine. That's what I'll do for you.
Same.
Okay, that's fine then. That's fine.
Same.
Basically, I'll give you a consultation. You cover the fees for the podcast for a month. Yeah.
Right.
And I'll give you a consultation. Sound good?
I will cover the podcast stuff for a month, but you have to provide a solution. You can't just consult on it. I'm like,
I'll consult you. I'll consult you. I'll give you a list of all the places to go. I'll write you a list of instructions of what to do. Done. Right.
I think I'm gonna have to take it to your dad.
Take it to my dad.
Solution. He will
go and he'll take apart your bloody washing machine, right? He'll be like, this is coming with me in the car back to mine. In the boot, get it in the boot. Right? That's what I'm saying.
Where's he, Lord Hanny? I didn't Lord Henny.
He'll expect me to flip and carry the washing machine up, man. It's mad. He'll be like, "Oh, I hurt my back," and I'm like, "Okay, Dad, okay." He knows what he's doing, that one.
Is he in the country or is he?
What do you think?
No, that quick.
No, he isn't here.
I was gonna say, man.
No, he isn't here. He's in America at the moment.
Wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, you told me. Yeah, you did tell me. Oh, that's fair play. You having a good time?
Yeah. My dad's funny, man. He takes selfies, right? And they're really bad selfies. Like so idols. He takes a selfie of himself and there's meant to be a person next to him, but the person next to him is taking a video with their phone. So all you see is the outline of a bug and then a phone in front of their face, and then dad taking the picture with them, looking directly at the picture.
Cool guy, man. A cool guy.
And what dad also has done is he started videoing himself at people's weddings and he starts commentating on their weddings.
Just Rain's been doing it.
It's fucking comedic gold. Like I listened to it and I was like, "What is my dad on about?"
I love it.
Bro, he's on about he's on about the chandeliers. He's on about how the banda came in on a tractor. Like he's like, wow,
but like,
all of this.
Is he neutral commentating? Is he saying good things? Is he saying shit there? Like what's the?
It's neutral commentating, but I'm like, you know what? He's so genuine with this. He really thinks that he's like helping
doing
people with this commentary.
Good job. Yeah.
I'll forward it to you, and it's just like what? It's so like material. It's so cute. It's so cute
because
the best way of describing
it. Genuine.
Yeah, it's really genuine. Yeah. It's genuine. And I feel privileged because I get the videos. I'm sure everyone else on his list is as well, but I qualify.
Has he got the pens?
I haven't looked. I need to look.
I expect as you get older, you adopt the pen system.
Okay. I'm not going to adopt the pen system.
I'm going to buy you some shirts with Bogota. Okay.
Please don't buy me those shirts, man.
top of pocket.
You're the one who could do it, man. You're currently sitting there in scrubs. Okay, you could do it, not me.
Oh, man, a cool guy, yeah.
No, you're not.
What was the other dance? What was the sad dance?
Which one? Jazz.
No.
Jazz.
What was the sad version?
Sad version.
We had a sad version last week on the podcast.
Oh, I don't know, man. I can't remember.
Down day in it. I can't remember. There was a sad version.
You got to listen back to it. But if you know, please drop it in the comments. That would really help us.